Welcome to the DTC Insider Podcast, where online business owners come to find actionable tips and tactics to grow their businesses. Now, here's your host, Brian Roisenthal.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the DTC Insider Podcast. I'm Brian Roisenthal, your host, and I know many brands are still doing promotions for the holiday sale and will continue that until the end of the year. But I gotta tell you something. Like it or not, there's a time in which we as brands, marketers, and agencies needs to stop and think for a moment on how to improve the processes, the systems. So that's what this episode is about. So I got a question for you. How much do you think the media buyer's role has evolved lately? After all, media buyers shouldn't only be the go-to people for implementing and optimizing ad campaigns. That's fine, but actually, there are four things media buyers could start doing today to add more value to their clients. The media buying role is changing super fast, and if they don't adapt, they will really struggle to add value in the near future. And I tell this every single day to my media buyers at BSR Digital. I mean, look at this. At the end of 2022, ChatGPT was just gaining popularity. I remember recording episodes of this podcast before that time, talking about Midjourney and some other AI platforms, and my mind was blowing off with the possibilities that was implying and that was bringing to the industry. And if you fast forward to today, many core platforms media buyers use, such as the Facebook Ads Manager, Google Ads Manager, etc., have already embedded AI features and are automating almost every single process. Take the latest news from Meta. They added the flexible ad format in which you can upload a combination of images and videos, and it will create an ad creative format that if you upload, I don't know, 3 images, it might create a video. Also, the ad copy suggestions, the ad creative backgrounds, many things. Well, the broad audiences, it wasn't a thing that came through our mind a few years ago, and now broad audiences are all over the place. Nobody thinks about creating one single interest ad set, right? So what can they do about it? At BSR Digital, my agency, for instance, we have structures at our SOPs to allow our media buyers to evolve. This means to start off with, to stop looking at the ad account as the exclusive source of truth. This is it, to stop looking at the ad account as the exclusive source of truth. I didn't say to stop looking at the ad account altogether. I'm only saying that most media buyers, all they do is they take a look at the ad account and that's it, right? So we need to start looking outside too, where they will find a way more growth levers. For example, if they look at the backend, Shopify, or any attribution tools such as Triple Whale, Northbeams, etc. The ad analysis and proposals, if you analyze and make proposals for the ads, not only the ad campaigns or ad sets, the ads, the website, landing pages, everything, right? And then having a roadmap. Let's break them down, okay? So the backend analysis. Looking at backend data will help them understand way more than just numbers. It will actually help them better understand the business, which are the top selling products, the seasonalities, the cohorts, which is basically how many times and when customers return and how much they spend, products that are usually bought together, and many more things they can analyze on the backend. We have platforms. We use agency analytics. We use, the backend, of course, Shopify, and we use many other tools depending on the client, attribution tools, to take a look at all the information. You don't need to go crazy and watch 1,000 indicators, otherwise you would get lost and you cannot analyze anything really. But if you focus on some core 4 or 5 metrics to watch, that'll be amazing and very useful for the account to take these media buyers out of the ad account as well. The second is the ads analysis and proposals. I have personally hired many media buyers since 2013 when I started BSR Digital. And I can tell you, this is a highly overlooked part of the ad account by most media buyers. In plain words, most of them don't like looking at how ads perform or propose improvements. And that's why our media buyers have a specific SOP for analyzing the performance of each ad in detail and for suggesting improvements. So this is it. We don't need to lie to ourselves. We know that some media buyers do monitor the ads and suggest improvements, but most of them, at least most that I work with, don't. They love optimizing or creating new campaigns, turning on and off ad sets, and of course, turning off ads. But they are not people of, hey, let's analyze why this ad performed, why this ad didn't. Let's propose an A/B testing for the ads. Let's create a log of the tests. That's not something that comes naturally with the role. So that's why we proposed a system to actually make that work. The third is the website check. Media buyers don't need to be CRO experts. That being said, they need to know what's happening on the website. Now, it's easy to do it when a client is onboarded. We all analyze the website, or at least we analyze the website and suggest improvements, but not having a recurring process to check on the website means losing sight of important information, such as the landing page's information and the structure. If there are some solo products, or I don't know, we have a client, for instance, that they weren't selling. There was a dip in performance. They didn't say anything. And when we looked at the website, we saw that the best performing products were sold out, or some other products that were really important as well were sold out in the main colors and or sizes, right? So analyzing the website gives you that information. The current promotions and discounts, the upsells or cross-sell opportunities, and the user experience, right? So if we take a look at the website, not every day, not every week sometimes, but at least once a month, depending on the client, we can get a grasp on what's going on the business, what they are communicating, because newsflash, not every client tells you everything. It is not their fault. They are going at, I don't know, 100 miles per hour, and sometimes they forget to keep everyone in the loop, and they forget about the agency or the marketers and or the media buyers in this case. So we need to be up to date with regards to everything that's going on the website. So if they have basic CRO knowledge, even better. But you don't need to have a CRO knowledge. Just take a look at the website and see if something doesn't make sense, right? The fourth, last but not least, they need to have a clear roadmap. Clients hire agencies to help them grow their business, right? And that requires a professional growth strategy. And I acknowledge that before the iOS 14 update, it was easier to get away without it. But at the same time, many of those brands are not around anymore. At BSR Digital, we create 90-day roadmaps for our clients. They include the high-level goals our clients need to achieve and the high-level tasks that will allow us to do so. Then each month we update it and adjust it accordingly. So let me explain a little bit more. Before a quarter starts, we will ask our clients for the goals they have for the next one, right? If they know the goals they have, even better. If they are not 100% clear on the goals they have, we want to set the ground and set the expectations with some suggestions we see based on past year's performance, etc. So we first ask questions, right? the goals on, I don't know, growth in revenue, decreasing the cost for acquiring customers, increasing lifetime value. It could be many things, right? The goals could vary between quarters, right? But the important thing is that you ask them questions because your clients' goals might not be the ones that you think. You might think that their goals are only related to money. And although many times that's the case, sometimes they want to grow a community. They want to get more reviews on a certain platforms. They want to start partnering up with influencers. So you need to ask questions and, of course, bring your ideas to the table. Then you need to say, hey, these are the goals for the next 90 days. Let's say we are starting Q1. What what did they achieve during the last Q1? What did they achieve during the last 90 days? Of course, if it's Q1, the last 90 days will be Q4, so that will be a little unfair to compare, but you need to do the due diligence anyways and see what worked last year for the same time you're planning for, and how's the company doing currently and in this quarter, right? So you can say, hey, is this achievable? Is this not? And bring your expectations to the table as well. Once you have agreed on the expectations and goals, you can break down the 90-day goals into monthly goals. Let's say you're planning Q1. If it's linear, let's say what you can expect month over month during the 3 months of the quarter, then you can say, hey, if I want to achieve, I don't know, 30 orders in the 3 month, let's make it 10 every month. But if it's Q4 you're planning for, then of course you know that November will take most of the revenue and orders, etc. And then the other month will be lower depending on the industry, right? So you need to have that timing and that knowledge, but you can plan monthly goals. And then for those 3 to 4 monthly goals, you can plan 3 to 4 or 3 to 5 high level actions. A high level action is not, we will create a campaign, a conversions campaign, or a catalog campaign. No, high level actions is something that is not implementable. Let's say we'll define a strategy for improving the customer acquisition cost, or we'll define a strategy to partner up with influencers. So it's something that we need to still break down even more into actionable tasks. But this is the high level thing we need to do, right? This is it. Once you do that, you have a monthly meeting with the client and assess whether you're on track or not. With the team, we like doing that on a weekly basis. We track whether we are on track or not and suggest improvements to be on track. And then by the end of the month, we do another internal meeting before doing that with the client to assess that, right? And that helps us by the end of the quarter to avoid surprises, and we are all on the same page regarding expectations. And media buyers are one of the members in this roundtable, right? They know they are working for a goal. They know every implementation, every test, every suggestion they make has an end goal. So that's important thing. Okay. So I hope you really enjoyed this. I hope this was useful. And if you have any comments or question, I look forward to hearing them. Otherwise, in case you're not subscribed to the newsletter, we have a weekly newsletter. You can subscribe at the ddcinsider.com. You will find the links in the show notes. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.
This episode was brought to you by BSR Digital. We help DTC brands grow through paid ads and email marketing campaigns. If you'd like us to help your business grow, head on over to bsrdigital.com and schedule a call with us.